Alright, so hey you guys, I'm Peter and welcome back to my channel. If you like the content on this page, go ahead and hit like, comment, subscribe. Tap that notification bell so that you can get all the updates and alerts. Alrighty, so today I want to talk to you guys about how do you know when spirit is trying to, connect with you or make contact. And the reason why I felt like it was important to talk about this topic is because lately I've been going deeper on my spiritual journey, and there were a lot of things that were happening that I pretty much missed because, I wasn't aware, or I was just like, oh no, that's not it. Ego kind of got in the way. So I was like, nah, that's not it. That's not spirit trying to talk to me. That's not, spirit God trying to connect. That's not the universe sending me any signs. I was just kind of letting my own personal ego get in the way of certain things. And so I just wanted to share with you guys what that experience was like and how you could find out whether or not spirit is trying to connect with you. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is how you know, like, spirit trying to make connection to you, or you're in divine alignment with spirit, is the fact that you're watching this video right now. It kind of like led to it, so you had like this, you wanted to know if if spirit is trying to talk to you, or if your ancestors are trying to make connection to you. Like, it's some kind of way you wanted to know if this was happening. So the fact that you are listening to this video, that's the first sign that spirit is trying to make connections with you. And that, just because you had this peak, like this curiosity, you wanted to figure out what this was about, because a lot of people don't go on this quest. Like, a lot of people just go around it. They don't really care if spirit is trying to connect with them or not, or if they're in divine alignment with something else. So the fact that you kind of stumbled across this is your spirit is trying to connect with you. Another thing that I wrote down here is the fact that you're searching. Like, you're searching for this type of information. I don't know what started your journey, but my journey started with a simple astrology question, and because I was looking for that one astrology question, I wanted to know how the Dogons knew the distances between the stars and the planets and all of that stuff. I just wanted to know that one question, and it turned into this whole entire spiritual quest. So the fact that you have that childlike curiosity for this, that's another sign that spirit is trying to make that connection with you. All right. That another thing I put on here was cues. Okay, like, there are like certain cues that spirit is trying to connect with you. I mean, it could be so subtle, so simple that you won't even know that they're trying to make that contact. You could be talking to someone, and then this person is explaining the situation to you, and then you kind of like, in your brain, is like, you kind of like know, or you kind of get a feeling, like a sensation over your body that's telling you exactly what's going on, but you think it's just a chill from the wind, or something made your flesh crawl or something like that. But really, it's spirit trying to say, hey kiddo, hey, you know this already. I'm trying to make a connection with you so that you can understand that this is why this is. But it's so subtle, you won't even notice it, and you'll be like, oh, the wind, ooh, it picked up. Really, spirit trying to tell you, like, hey, this is why that is. For example, I was doing meditation. I was meditating, and then in my meditation, I'm just like vibing, I'm chilling, I'm listening to an intuitive meditation, and then this lady popped up. And when this lady popped up, she was smiling, and she was dressed all nice, and she was just smiling at me, and I was like, I thought I was asleep. And so I was like, woo! I just woke up out of, I was like, thought I was dozing off to my meditation, when really that spirit was coming saying like, hey, I want to tell you something, but because I got startled and I didn't know that what was going on, I thought I was asleep, and here I am. I missed the opportunity for that connection to be made. So yeah, so that's another thing. Those cues, dreams. I know a lot of times we like, oh, I dream all the time, but there are certain dreams when spirit is trying to connect. Sometimes ancestors that have passed away may visit your dream, and they'll be in a dream with live people, and they're trying to send you a message, but because you just think it's a dream, you disregard the whole dream. You remember the dream, but you never wrote down a message from the dream. So next time you have a dream and it is involving people that have passed on, or is involving people that you're close to, write that dream down and try to determine what that dream was saying, because you might be missing a cue from spirit saying, hey, here's a message here. The other day I was talking to my sister, and I was telling her about this dream that I had. It was about my walls being painted. Everyone knows that I love cashmere walls. It doesn't matter what type of house I have. I want my walls to be cashmere, because most of everything is cocoa. So I want cocoa and cashmere because those are my calm, peaceful colors, right? And so in this particular dream, we had just moved back into our home that we purchased, and I hired some painters, and I wanted them to paint the walls, and I wanted them to paint the walls cashmere, and for some reason they kept messing up the walls. First they painted them gray, then they painted them cocoa, which I don't have a problem with cocoa, I just didn't want the walls cocoa, and then they painted the walls white. And so I was so angry about these walls. I woke up, and as I'm talking to my sister, I'm telling her about this crazy dream, and I'm thinking it's just about the walls, because I get very concerned when it comes to scratches and things going on the wall. And here I am ignoring the fact that spirit is trying to tell me, hey, it's time to stop resisting this new thing, right? And I'm still focused on the wall. I'm not even thinking about spirit is telling me that the way you used to want your walls painted is no longer the way they need to be painted. You need to paint them a different color. But in retrospect, it wasn't about the wall at all. It was about moving on to the next chapter in my life, trying to hold on to the old things, so much so that it frustrates me to leave those old things behind. So sometimes it can be something as simple as that. You're just upset about whatever's going on in that dream, and it's really just telling you to let go of whatever that is. So that's another thing. Dreams. Another thing that I wrote down was synchronicities. I know we hear that stuff all the time, but we never put two and two together. So with the synchronicities, you start seeing things and seeing signs. Sometimes you'll think it's like deja vu, like where you felt like you've seen something before, or you'll be doing something, you're about to make a decision on something, and then when you make that decision on that thing, you might see repetitive numbers like 111 or 333 or 444, right? And so you don't think anything of these things, but that spirit trying to reach out right there, giving you these synchronicities, like when we made the decision on this home that we're living in. We pulled up in a driveway to search for an address, and that driveway house number was 333, and I'm like, whoa, and so we have been searching all over this state looking for a place to live temporarily. And when we got to this house that I'm in right now, the oven timer was flashing 333, right? And so because it was flashing 333, it was like, oh my goodness, this is where we're supposed to stay temporarily, And so that was, signs from spirit saying, hey, you know, you're in the right ballpark. This is where I want you to be, type deal. All right. Or, you know, something happening years down the line that happened on the same day years before. And I know that don't make sense, but okay, so 15 years ago, I left my home state to be in a certain state to start my new journey in the military, right? And to the date, 6/21 is when I shipped off to join the military, and I came to that particular state. 15 years later, on the exact date of me entering into the military, I'm back in the state, right? And so maybe there's a strong possibility that Spirit sent me here 15 years ago to come into contact with what I'm doing now. But because I wasn't able to receive the messages back then, Spirit is like, okay, we got to get her in divine alignment some way. So let's send them back there. 15 years later, right? Let's send them back there, okay? And maybe she'll get it this time. And so here we are. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I just wanted to let you guys know my experience, because it has been one of those things like, oh my God, I can't believe Spirit was trying to tell me that, and my dumb self couldn't, you know, it didn't resonate at that time. But now it's all starting to make sense. You know, things that were intertwined before is starting to make sense as to why those things were at that particular time. So if you notice, let me know if you've noticed Spirit trying to contact you. Comment down below. What are some things that you know Spirit has done to try to reach out to you, you know? But yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like the content on this page, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later.